Last session, you found your way into the center chamber, filled with piles of bones and a big bull statue with decorative skulls and skeletons hanging off it like jewelry and that kind of thing. And that seemed to be the lair of the Scarlet Minotaur, which you randomly encountered. And it came after you, and it was a hell of a fight, and one that I thought you would lose. But you actually did amazingly well. And even though it gored poor Bandek in one hit, but you got him back up, and with protection from evil spell and a bunch of other stuff from everybody, you were able to bring it down. Hrothgar took the big axe. And you further started exploring a little up north, and there's a lot of different tunnels and zigzags that maybe you were just randomly choosing, and you made your way up more north, until you found your way into a training chamber that had 3 suits of red-dyed leather armor on stands, and then weapon racks that along the walls that were holding bronze weapons. And then a random patrol of beastmen stumbled upon you, and it quickly came to blows. And you have been battling them for a couple rounds here. I'm not sure exactly how many rounds, but then Kilvar decided to step down unarmed, and he's trying to negotiate with Hrothgar translating on his behalf. And Kilvar stated they come in the name of his god Madeira, which only seemed to confuse the beastmen more. And the beastmen asked what you're all doing here, and that's where we ended. But I remember you saying that you were going to explain to them about the 3 items and why you're here, basically. But that's pretty much where we ended. So as you can see, we got Kilvar here, down there, and you know that there's beastmen to your left and right. You can hear them shuffling throughout the corridor, and you know there's quite a few because they've been popping in, different ones, right? Different appearances popping into the corner and attacking, and you've been attacking them. And you wounded one, remember, down to 1 hit point, and he said he's taken off. Only Hrothgar knows that because it was grunted in Beastman tongue. But he did say, too hurt, I'm getting out of here. And he took off because he had 1 HP. But otherwise, this is, the last thing that you were asked was what you are doing here.
Before we start negotiations, or before you get into that, because that's going to take longer than what I need to do, I'd like to do a search check in this kind of weapons place to see if there are any arrows on any of the racks on the walls anywhere. I need arrows.
Would be to search the area, so wisdom check, yeah.
Alright, wisdom check. Wisdom is in the abilities area, and I just click on wisdom and normal. Okay.
First roll of the night, what do we got?
Not much.
If you remember this game, the lowest DC is 9, so you can assume anything under a 9 is pretty much a fail. Alright, you begin searching the room. I will say you notice is that there's a lot of dust covering the weapons and like the weapon racks along the wall. They're old bronze weaponry, so it's like a much lower quality than what your weapons are forged with. These are like ancient weapons, still bend and break way easier, that kind of thing. And you're just looking through there and at the moment trying to find some sign of arrows that you could use. But so far you're having no luck. And okay. I do want to point out, because it's been so long since we last played, I normally don't tell you how much time is on your torches or light spells, but I'll let you know since it's been so long. Bandek, your light spell has 10 minutes remaining, and the dropped torch in this room has 14, just to give you guys a rough idea, because you would have no clue, I'm sure, otherwise, right?
Yeah, it's been like...
Forgot there was a drop torch.
Yeah,
exactly. So I'm going to go ahead and unpause the game now, and then we can get in. You guys can respond with your negotiations.
Okay. Just to confirm with these negotiations, we're not in the same room, we're just sort of like calling out at this point.
Yeah, Kilvar stepped down to negotiate with them. The problem is there's no light source down there, so as you can see, he knows just a couple feet off to both sides of him. He hears all the breathing and panting of beastmen who are like shouting out from the darkness. But
now, are they speaking common, or are they only speaking the like Thanian?
Well, since
I think it
they've
was
been,
I think it was
it's just been Thanian, and you've been translating.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll sort of do the same. So I'll sort of like whatever Kilber wants to say, I'll like translate.
the last thing was asked. Why were we here? Right.
Exactly. Like, what is your purpose? And you already stated you're with Madeira and it didn't sway him. So try something other than Madeira.
Unless I'm not sure if Rothgar translated that correctly, so maybe I should repeat it. But I'm going to assume he kind of did. And I will point out that Kilvar, despite being very paladin-y, is a little bit where these people don't speak his language. He's talking really loudly, slowly, and with overzealous hand gestures. You know, he's like, "We are looking for a crown." He puts his hands up on his head, and he's like, a pendant, and moving his hands around his neck, and a shield, and he taps his shield.
You hear, and you, I guess you translate that, right, Rothgar?
Yeah, I'm translating that.
Pretty much word for word to the best of your IQ. Yeah. And then as that happens, you hear the grunts. You can find that elsewhere. Why here? You carry shields and swords.
So once it's translated, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sort of translating that back. So I said, as he's saying that, I'm sort of speaking it back, so you can sort of speak, and I'm just sort of like the middleman in this case.
We'll just assume he's translating, yeah.
Yeah, just to sort of make it easier.
So he puts his hand on his head, crown from here. And like he's leaving out words and all that stuff. Yeah. He's like, then he repeats necklace from here, shield here.
Yeah. And we can describe them more specifically. We do know it's a gold crown with a red pearl.
Are you adding to Killivar's thing?
You know what? I am knowing how they responded. Like, even if he doesn't say it, I'm going to give more description of what they are. So I'm going to mention specifically a gold crown with a red pearl, a diamond necklace with round smooth diamonds, and then a mithril shield with the image of fire carved into it.
I like how Kilver is saying like one word. He's like crown, and Rothgar is saying like a sentence.
I like both the people negotiating have -1 IQ.
Yeah.
But either way.
But yeah, I'll sort of like go be a bit more specific and sort of add like, you know, these items were owned by the people who previously occupied this keep.
Treasure seekers, like all the rest. You'll bring it down upon us. The great beast will kill us all. You make too much noise. And I'm gonna
translate it?
Yeah, I'd say you're translating in real time, like after they say a couple
Yeah, I'm
words.
translating real time.
Honestly, we killed that.
But
Yeah, so like, we got that. I'll hold up my axes and do that. Like, oh yeah.
Yeah, we killed that. I'm just gonna wave my hand off.
well, they don't see Rothgar in there, right? Because from where
I'll
we
sort
are.
of step forward as sort of like translating that part and sort of wave the red axe.
All right, so you're gonna kind of step down, probably to.
Yeah, just say like, oh, we got the great beast.
You're gonna stick the axe out. Or you're gonna step. Oh, you moved aside. Kilvar stepped into the darkness, just the edge of the darkness, so you can step down. You'd have to move down another one, Rothgar.
Oh, sorry.
To get down, because it's a hallway.
Is
Oh,
it-
you closed the door. There you go.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to move my token.
It's all good.
There we go.
Yeah. So as you step down, and what did you say as you brandished the axe?
Oh, I'm just saying like, oh, this great beast, and just sort of like holding up the red axe that I got off the Minotaur.
Okay. So, here's what we're gonna do with that. Let's see.
Our king.
I'm gonna get you to roll. It's gonna be a reaction check. I'm just adding a modifier with that. I'm gonna go with reaction tests are 2d6 plus your charisma, or in your case, minus your charisma. But I was going to give. Usually this game kind of caps at a +4, and I feel in this situation I wanted to give the max, go about a +4 to this roll.
Okay, so in total, a +1?
Which is the same as if you had, like, if you had 18 stats and charisma, you'd get a +4, and I figure this is such a shocking thing. So technically, yeah, you're only rolling 2d +1 on this.
Can we have an average of our charismas? Because this is teamwork.
Yeah, because my charisma stat is 4, so I have a -3 to this. So this is why it says it'll be a +1. So, okay, so I'm going to make a charisma check. You said it's just a straight check with the +1,
I guess,
right?
well, since you were helping negotiate, I'll factor in another +1. So onto your
+2?
roll. Yeah, well, I'll give you the extra +1.
And you said it's a straight roll, correct?
2d6.
Oh, so it's advantage. Wait,
no, it's not it's not a d20. It's a d6. You need 2 d6s.
Oh, is there something? Sorry,
It's one of the few rolls in this game that are not a d20.
Okay, so I'm not making a charisma check then.
You are not.
Okay.
No, it is.
Oh, okay.
Reaction tables are 2d6. Technically,
Okay.
I think I'm supposed to roll it, but I'm just going to let you roll this one.
Okay, so 2d6. I've forgotten this system. You're throwing new mechanics at me. What are you doing? Okay, so it's 2d6 plus 2.
Yeah, usually I roll it. That's why. But go ahead.
Okay, let's go ahead. See if I did that right.
Okay, a 9. Hey. Okay.
Hey, I saw a 6 and then a 1.
Yeah. So as you do that, you hear the gasp of, "Grr, I don't believe it. What?" Like, just a bunch of beastmen just gasping and snorting and that kind of thing. And you hear like the clop of their, well, actually, my beastmen apparently don't have hooved feet. The Minotaur did. He doesn't. So these...
for these guys, they look like they would have hooves.
Remember, here's my image. I'll just share it again.
Are they like saying, oh, they don't? Okay.
Yeah. It's fine. So you hear their feet slide along the floor as they appear to almost back off a little when they seen that with their gas. And then you hear, "Are you slayed the beast? Impossible."
Well, clearly not.
What happens now? And you just hear them kind of confused. Take that moment to say or do what you want, but
yeah. So sort of reiterate, we don't mean you and yours any harm. We are just looking for these items. If you can help us locate any of them, we'll leave you be.
They must answer. They must answer to Rogath. Yes, we bring them to Rogath. And the one says, "No, they could kill us. If they slayed the beast, they could slay us." No. And they kind of seem torn at what to do with you, and they're kind of mumbling amongst themselves. So to the rest of you just hear grunting. But the only one understanding what's happening is Rothgar.
Yeah. I will sort of because I can hear them talking anyway, just say everyone hears just a lot of bleeding. Well, if you don't raise arms against us, we won't raise arms against you. I mean, we're not here to do any harm to you and yours.
Bandek heard raise arms and he raises his arms.
That's the one word you know in that language?
Yeah.
Alright, Bandek, you put up your arms. Then you... are you going to say anything else? It sounded like you were going to say something.
I guess
No, Mike. I thought Bandek was going to say something.
No, I would like to cast light again.
Go for it.
As my light has gone out.
Yes. Let's resolve
That
that.
spell normal.
Success.
Bing bong.
All right.
Yes.
So what I was going to say is, this one steps forward to where you can just barely see it, Rothgar, to your right or your left. Either way, you know what I mean. To the right, to the east, and he says, "Fine. We put away weapons, but you speak to leader."
Okay, So I'll sort of like relay that to the group, like, okay, we've got a truce, and they're going to take us to our leader, and hopefully they can lead us to what we seek.
Can I put my arms down now?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Why
My
were you
arms
doing
are.
that?
I heard arms up, and I put my arms up.
Well, don't.
Okay, I put my arms down.
Okay.
So, like, back to Beastmen, so just, like, lead the way.
All right. They start... Excuse me. They start moving.
Game's paused.
Oh, yeah. They start moving, and you hear them moving to the east, to the tunnel to the east. So over.
That's where we came from, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then you hear them like in the dark. It's hard for you in the dark, but you need to get a light source down here so you guys can see.
Why is my token not go back?
I
Oh, there I
moved
am.
down.
Okay.
And you know from here they went south.
From there?
Yeah.
Ah. The light source.
Okay. So stop where you are, Bandek. Go back to Rothgar. I guess a couple people back up. I got 2 people standing on the same spot. So Luther, a couple that were down the far tunnel, start approaching from behind, as you can see, the satisfied beastmen and the pensive beastmen start coming in. But as you come down here, this to your left, Bandek, because you found it odd that as you were stumbling down here, these 3 beastmen were kind of stopped and waiting for you to catch up in the dark. And as you round the corner and you come down this far, you then hear as a secret door, as the stone brick wall kind of moves in on itself and swings open to reveal 2 more beastmen. Who is this? What's going on? And then you hear the other one reply, they're here. They're here to see Rothgar. And this one here pokes his head out, looks up and down the hallway, starts sniffing, a little skeptical. He's just making sure that you guys don't have weapons out and kind of like holding them as hostages to get in here kind of thing. They're basically eyeing you up pretty hard. But then they step back inside. And then the annoyed beastman next to you, Bandek, motions for you to lead on in the direction of the secret room. Lead on, Bandek. And the rest of you can pile in behind.
There we go.
Follow your light source, because these guys don't need light sources.
No.
You can keep moving.
What did you say the leader's name was? I know it's similar to mine.
Yeah, that's why I had to do a double take when I first looked. I'm like, please tell me I didn't use the same name. It's Rogath.
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 It's so fucking familiar.
Came with the module. I didn't make it up.
That's just really funny. What character token is this?
Yeah, this one motions here, and he points for you to, keep heading in that direction.
A torch just went out, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think a light source just went.
Yeah.
Probably yours.
I'm just readjusting a few
Bandek left us in the dark.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. So that first room that you popped into, it appeared to be back right there when you first came into the secret area. It was a filthy chamber with a low ceiling, and a pervasive stench of wet animal and dung hangs heavily in the air. Just, kind of creating this, nasty kind of atmosphere around you. And there was those 2 shaggy, stooped humanoid beastmen that were there guiding you through. You follow their directions. You come down here and around the corner, which leads you into this room. And, of course, an even greater stench hits you as you step in here. Plus a lot of... a lot of commotion, but surprisingly very little sound. For this many beastmen in this room, they're being surprisingly quiet. That being said, the room itself, within the grimy and cramped chamber, 15 hunched and gray-furred humanoids huddle together. They chew on centipedes and speak in harsh whispers, while one of them lounges on a mat of rat pelts, leisurely picking his teeth with a menacing glare. The room is littered with scattered rodent bones, and the air is thick with a pungent stench of unwashed bodies and urine, creating a lovely smell for y'all to take in. And from what you can see, it's this one right over here at the end, to the far west, that is kind of looks a little more important, sitting on his rugs and surrounded by bones, and seems to have a bit more command than the rest. All of them turn and look at you as you come in, and they get their hands ready at their hips for whatever kind of crude weapon they have. But just before they get a chance to draw, you hear a bit of a howl come. Not like a wolf howl, but I guess, how would you describe a goat making a sound? What word would you
Definitely
use?
not a howl.
Not a howl. So I was like, wrong word immediately.
Like a neigh?
They bleat,
bleat.
I believe.
They bleat.
Bleat, yeah, bleat.
Bleat? I've never heard of that term before.
Yeah, it's like...
Either way. Yeah, you just hear this weird, like... It's not so much a word as like a call sign, right? Like as a symbol that you would call out as a quick word. But I'll say, Rothgar, you're familiar with it enough that weird tone that they're that they're calling out basically means to come in peace. So it's essentially what they do when they're approaching in the dark to somebody saying they're coming in peace. So is that as far as you go? As they all menacingly glare at you, the Beastman at the far west kind of drops its rodent carcass to the ground and stands up and is just staring at you all, waiting to see what you do.
Let's go closer. Bandek, I'll give you a nudge.
I'll start moving up to him.
That's my token not moving again.
When he stands up, you notice all the rest of them kind of like shrink down a little, like they're cowering a little. He definitely seems to be the alpha here, and he's hulking in size. He's much larger and more menacing than the rest of them. So, when you approach, I'm gonna say you. This is the order you were walking in, right?
Oh, yeah.
So as you made your way down through there, as soon as you go there and you go to take another step, the two to your left and right, Bandek, kind of lunge forward, like, and put their like horns up against you, getting ready to spear you if you go any closer.
I will stop.
Okay. You stop in your tracks. And you see this leader look over all of you for a moment and then speak. What do we got? What races we got? We got 2 humans and 2 dwarves. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
You see him speak in common, like a human common language. But of course it's with a weird accent, but says, "Surface dwellers, what are you doing in my den? And why do you make such noise?"
Damn. Kilroy kind of step forward with that nod, step past Bandit. Not looking to step past this because of the spears, but he wants to be up close.
So you got 2 tight dwarves on the same side, yeah. Okay.
I will shuffle back.
Okay.
Yeah. And
I can't move as much as I want, apparently.
You should be able to
he's gonna kind of come up, wipe some dust off his armor, especially the holy symbol parts of his armor, and kind of tap on one and be like, "Do you know the goddess Madeira?"
I'm not translating that for you.
Well, are you saying it in human common tongue?
I am, yes.
Because that's what he was speaking in. Anyways.
Yes.
So as you say that,
Oh, this guy was speaking common anyway?
yeah, that's what I was saying. The leader is speaking common, yeah.
Oh, okay. Phew, okay, don't need me for this.
Yeah. And he says, yeah, Madeira, what of it?
Oh, you know her.
Not
I'm
important, not my question.
Okay, we'll circle back around to that. We're looking for a golden crown, a pendant, and a shield with fire.
For what goal? What purpose?
Yeah, like Kilmer's pausing. He's kind of like looking up. He's trying to think of the purpose, sort of to bring it to the guild. You know what I mean?
He slams his foot down and says, "You want King Gideon's crown? Why?" And he looks a little irritated that you didn't give an immediate answer.
Recover it for our guild.
Guild?
Guild.
What guild?
Our group of the Ashen Hounds.
And I'll sort of speak in Thanian as he says that, like, our pack, our den.
Yeah. That's all we want.
Why does your pack want a crown?
History?
Yeah, because out of character, Eddie, we were told... Yeah, we were told a professor is looking for it just for academic purposes. That's pretty much all we were told. Is that correct?
Yeah, he was a dedicated historian, Professor Thaddeus Scrollsinger, and he just wanted it for, like, his collection, essentially. Yeah.
Yeah, so looking to study lost history.
And then he kind of looks past the dwarf, and at this point he sees what you're wielding, Hrothgar.
Sure, he only has to look above the dwarf for that.
Yeah, and it's a big axe. So his eyes
it's
go...
like on my back, but like both the edges are sort of like sticking out past my shoulders.
And his eyes go wide, and he looks at that. He's like, "How did you?"
With the power of Madeira.
No, just good teamwork.
Through Madeira.
You've slayed the beast?
Yes.
We did.
And you see, like, all of these kind of like... you get a mix between shock, disbelief, but also relief.
Can I roll insight to see if I pick up on this, or is it just clearly noticeable?
You can clearly notice it from all these beastmen. Like, it's not too hard. They're making it blatantly obvious,
Okay. Kilmer is not really going to step forward. He's going to step a tiny bit, but not, like, to get past the guards here. He's going to say, like, the way I see it, you had a big problem, and we solved it. And, if you want, like, you wouldn't want to be, like, indebted to us. So if you want us, we can just take our stuff and leave. And the den is all yours now because the big bad thing is gone.
He steps forward and looks down on you. You're like half his height. He says, Silly dwarf. It is gone until the next moon. Then it returns.
Oh, that's awkward.
The beast is immortal.
But now, he's immortal without his axe. Easier to kill.
Indeed. For that, we are grateful. How do you fare? How did you get here? How did you fare against the dragons?
I look over my shoulder for a moment. Look back. Dragons?
I don't remember any dragons. Did we miss those?
Tell us, what was the greater foe? The Scarlet Beast or the dragons?
Dragons plural?
Yes, the dragons.
Okay. Hold on, I just see my alignment. 1 second. Where's the alignment in this background? Shit.
Well, how many dragons are there?
You tell me.
I know this is going to blow your mind, but through the power of Madeira, there was no dragons. They were just gone.
And you see all of them kind of like... All the room kind of looks like they're disbelief. I'm going to get you to roll a charisma check for me. But hang on. Well, actually, I'm going to roll it. I got to roll it. Because it's 2d6. You guys can see my rolls anyways. So what's your charisma?
But we don't know what they mean, so...
You got a
my
plus...
charisma's +2.
Okay.
I'm a fairly likable guy.
I feel like this is probably a -2, to be honest.
It's even Steven.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a -2 for that shocking thing you just said to them. Okay.
Oh, that's crap.
What I get a 4?
4.
Okay. So as you say that, and you say, "Yeah, they're all gone by the power of Madeira. They're all gone." All of the beastmen that were sitting and crouched on the ground stand up, and like not all of them, but like they all do that after they notice their leader's eyes shift to almost like from having a conversation with you and parlaying with you to now viewing you as liars. You see like that squinty look in his eye, and when he did, all the other beastmen immediately pick up on that and get to their feet and take a hostile stance.
I want to try to push my luck here, Eddie.
Really?
Very slowly hold up both of my hands. I'm not doing this violently, and I'm putting my hand down towards my sword, and I'm slowly taking it out, and it's glowing, and I'm like, Madeira.
That is... Do it. You've already played it.
Wow. Okay.
I'm not doing it violently. Not violently. I'm not raising it. I'm just letting them see, like, we have powerful magic shit. You know? We're not just four little pushovers kind of thing. We have the big magical axe.
No, I'm going to ask, do you want to just let me know
the whole time he's been talking about Madeira, Bandek has just had his hand in his face.
Face palming in the back the whole time?
Yeah, I've literally just been staying quiet, listening for the words "hands up" and put it and face palming.
Where they kill Kilvar, Bandix is forward. This is, have you heard about my gun?
And it looks like Luther is shifted a square towards the exit. Did you shift, Luther?
Like slowly making their way out of the chamber during this time.
Yep.
You took a step back, did you?
Yep.
No, so we're sort of seeing this. Like, I mean, I'm getting this tone anyway. So I mean, I'll just like I'm looking over the dwarf and I'm looking straight at their leader, just saying like, you know, ignore him. He tends to embellish Madeira things.
I want to ask
we
real
did
quick.
not
Sorry,
encounter any dragons, but if you give us some information, perhaps we can deal with that trouble as well.
Okay, I was going to ask Johnny, were you trying to intimidate him? Because before I wanted to get back to that.
I'm trying to make us look like powerful, and at the same time, I'm claiming Madeira is making my sword grow.
Okay, and with this, it was towering down over Kilvar. He was grunting, and like you could see the hostility just rise up in them when they kind of got the vibe, Hrothgar, that you know, like now they think you've been lying and you're full of shit the whole time.
Yeah,
and when
my motivation here, Eddie, if you remember back like 2-3 games ago when I tried light and totally failed again and totally lost it, I'm trying to redeem myself to my gun.
Yeah, with your extreme measures, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and Hrothgar, as you say that, you see he then looks up at you. You've slayed no dragons? Then what of them?
We encountered no dragons to slay.
What? And he just looks confused.
Hey, are
Impossible.
you stuck down here because of dragons that aren't there?
Aren't there? Above. Above is nothing but dragons. How did you even make it to the Citadel?
How long ago did you check for dragons?
They've been there for generations.
Okay, lore-wise, Eddie, has any of us ever seen a dragon?
No.
Like, are they known to be in the area, or are they just like stupidly rare?
Nah, there's rumors, but you've never seen one.
Has there been like, even if there was like a check for this, was there a time when dragons were more plentiful?
Oh, of course, but
Okay.
would have been a long time ago. Like, you know, hundreds or thousands of years. Like, you know, like any fantasy setting, there's a lot of dragons near the creation period, right?
No, there's no full moon. I don't know if it's day or night, but let's go look. There's no dragons.
And you see all the other beastmen cower at that. Like, show hints of fear when you say, let's go check. And the leader says, So, tell us. Dragons, do they fill the skies above the keep?
I'm going to say something.
Okay, you go ahead. I was going to pipe up too.
I'm just going to say I've been scouting these lands for a long time. If there are dragons, they are no more. If you'd like, I can take a scout or two to the outside and show you. If I'm lying, you can kill the Madeira one.
and they all cower at that, like they don't want to be picked when you say that. They don't want to be the chosen one to go up. Bandek, were you going to say something?
Nope, I'm going to let him handle that one.
Okay. All right.
I think these are agreeable terms.
Okay, I'm going to say, I'm so certain that there are no dragons, and in Madeira, that if you walk out there and there's a dragon, I will let you kill me.
Give me a charisma test, Johnny. Roll a d20 plus your charisma. See whether he believes you, you liar.
I am not a liar, sir.
He thinks you're a liar.
Bandek also thinks you're a liar.
Bandek's wrong all the time.
Okay. He said...
Bandek can pass light.
Can words get jumbled and confused? Maybe you're not as... Sit. Sit and listen. And he steps back.
Sit.
Do you all sit?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
No.
I didn't think...
Nope.
Luther, you're not sitting?
Oh.
I'm sitting down. I'm sort of like almost in the same posture that the Beastmen were in this room.
Okay, so everyone kind of sits back down except Luther. You just kneel at the end. But nobody seems to be offended.
He leans
by it.
against the wall.
I
Nobody,
will lean against the wall if it makes them more comfortable, but I'm not putting myself in a prone position.
Yeah.
But
Find yourself some like dark corner to brood in.
But you find that by not sitting, it doesn't seem to offend them. They don't care. The leader doesn't seem to care. As in, like, it's not like it's a king who tells somebody to sit, they don't sit. You know, kind of like you pick up no hint that he cares whether you stand or sit. But either way, as everyone else just crouches on the floor, the beast leader stands back. Our kin, the beastmen. Remember when this fortress echoed with the might of the Witfire warriors who worshipped the bulls? It all changed when their war general, third son of the castle's founder, sought strength from the pagan bull god. The rituals went wrong, and the general transformed into that scarlet minotaur, an immortal terror haunting these halls, relentless in its bloodlust. As beastmen, we've hidden in the shadows. We were once mere servants to the crown, which is why we know every secret passage. Generations ago, during the Scarlet Minotaur's rampage, we fled into these tunnels. We've been living in constant fear. In this hidden realm, a civilization emerged. We are joined only by the Ettercaps, who's crept in from the caves. These creatures, treasure-crazed and leaderless, They hoard the valuables collected from the unsuspecting and the treasure seekers, and they amass a hoard of their fortune somewhere nearby. But for generations we've been told the skies above are dominated by the dragons of the lands. We haven't the might to leave this den. And he looks to you all for a response.
Like, well, since those generations, the dragons, at least in this area, are no more. And if it is true that you know the secrets of this keep, perhaps we can make an arrangement. If you can lead us to the items we seek, we can either escort you to an area of this keep that you may see for yourself the dragons no longer occupy the skies and you're free to do as you wish, or perhaps we can take care of the ettercaps if they are troublesome for you.
Well, we would need to decide as a community if we want to live out our lives here as we have for many generations, or do we take you at your word and for the first time in ages reach the surface. And you see, like, you're getting a mixed response from the crowd of beastmen. Some seem willing to do it, some not so much.
Bandek will stand up and say, if it will give you ease of mind while our scouting party goes out, I will stay behind, and to prove that I have faith in them, I will stay in your care until they return so that they are not fleeing.
This decision will not... Oh, go ahead. I thought you were done.
I was going to say, you give them a trusted scout, or even go yourself, and I will stay. For you know that they will come back for me.
Brave of you, dwarf, brave of you. This decision will not be made lightly. We will need to discuss it. You will continue your search for these items, and we will discuss it, and you will return here before you depart of the Citadel. Agreed?
Also, can you give us directions to these things?
We know of only one. The crown you seek. It is to the far west. And then he continues to say, it is believed... I believe it is still within the throne... I believe it is still within the throne chamber. To the far, far west.
And that
Are there
will be
any
our next
threats we
destination.
should be aware of in the throne chamber?
Haven't been there in ages. Those golds and diamonds are nothing to me. We have no need for that. Plus, that area is where the beast would lurk. More frequent.
So does the beast return every full moon or every night?
Every night.
Yeah.
Where's the ettercap horde?
That we do not know. But we know they always run off to the east. When they hoard up or snatch up the treasure, they take it east.
Okay.
Right. I can track them easy enough. Let's go.
Yeah, so in Thanian, what I said, I'm going to address like the leader before we leave, just saying, Rogath, you've been quite generous. I am Hrothgar of the Blackbone tribe, and I will help you for your assistance if your people require an escort out of this keep. But it is your people's choice.
Fair enough. We have much to discuss. We may take you up on your offer and bring our herd out to the surface for the first time. Or we may see if we can now defeat and slay and confine and trap this Minotaur so that we may call this area that we are familiar with our new domain without fear of the beast.
Quick question, Eddie. With gods, and like me and Bandit are paladins. I'm actually going to ask Bandit this when we leave, not just yet, but just so you can, like, you know what I'm going to bring up. Where these people got their powers from a pagan god, the bull god, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything we can roll as clerics or paladins to find out if there's any tie to this? Is there something like we can destroy that will just stop him from respawning? You know what I mean? Again, I'm going to ask Bandit about it in a minute. So if you need a moment to figure it out, that's fine. But right?
No, it's yeah. Well, what I'll let you do, the main stat, I feel like that would be an intellect thing, but at the same time, the main stat for
religion is wisdom.
Religion.
If it's like D&D, I believe religion is wisdom. If it's the same thing,
it's technically not the same, but I just
find. But no, it's not. But it could be intelligence. I'm fine with that, even with my minus one.
I feel like you're trying to recall information or things that you may have studied and things like that, as opposed to like you as yourself. I don't know.
Yeah.
If you'd like, you can roll an intellect test for me.
I'll bring that up in a minute because I want to ask Bandit too. Right?
Yeah. Okay. Well, when you bring it up, I'll get you both to roll then.
But the thing I want to do now is Kilver's gonna slowly stand back up. He's gonna say, I would like to tell a story. You can sit if you want, kind of doing what he did to me. You know what I mean? And I'm like, on the way here, I tried to cast the light spell, but my goddess, for some reason, didn't let me. She put me in darkness, much like your people are in darkness. So I'm thinking what she tried to tell me is that it's my responsibility, ours, to bring you out of the darkness and back into the light. Madeira.
Charisma check. And another step away from Luther. Every time Kilvar speaks, Luther's taking a step from the door. You rolled twice, so
I don't know what happened the first time.
Yeah,
I rolled and not Kilvar.
Yeah, I got to take the first one whenever you roll twice.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so with that, you just see there's like a bunch of grunts and kind of like disbelief in you once again. Not like it doesn't turn hostile or anything, but again, you're thinking this dwarf is kind of bullshit. He's full of shit.
It's not for them anymore. This is for me now, Eddie.
He stinks worse than us. Okay. And with that, he seems to be like, leave now as we discuss the future of our herd. feel free to move your tokens along and leave.
Do they stand in our way?
Because the light is AFK.
Benedict, what happened to your light?
I'm right next to you.
Can't see you.
Don't leave me here.
There's tunnels.
All right.
I move like half an inch. It's like I can't see anything.
Because it was a corner, yeah. All right, so as you all pile out here in this hallway. Oh, okay. Okay.
So we're going to the throne chamber to the west.
I'm gonna get you all as you stepped out. Okay. Who is it to step down here momentarily just to let other people out? It was Luther?
Me. Yep.
Okay. Perception in this is wisdom, I believe, right? Yes. So give me a wisdom check, please. Okay. No, carry on as you were. Nothing of note. You all step out there, and when you do, one of them steps up over and
Shuts the door.
shuts that door. You know it's there now, so you could always find it again. But, yeah.
Let's remove it. Kilver's going to talk to the team and say, we have to assume that the Ettercaps have taken at least one of these things.
Sorry, he's not there. This guy, that was the wounded guy. I'm going to get him out of there. Hang on. All right, slow down a bit. I forgot I was supposed to be doing rounds here.
Okay.
For random encounters.
So as we're going, though, he's going to say that we have to assume the Ettercaps have taken at least one of these things.
Yes, let's find the crown first, and then we can look at the Ettercaps when we have no other leads.
So I can know. You guys just picked up a lot of free ground. You're lucky. So now I'm just going to hit roll all. This is just for crawling order. And we'll begin.
You didn't roll the 20 for yourself, did you? Oh no, I got the 20. Oh wait, yeah, I got the 20.
Yeah, but it's only for crawl and sneak around.
Yeah.
It's
So
not,
just wait till we're in combat.
Oh, waiting for that.
just a marching order. So yeah, if that's the order you're in, we'll start with. Now remember, you can move all. You can all move as a unit.
I think we're moving as a group. That's what we normally do when we're just traveling the hall. So I'll just wait for Bandek to go.
So as you navigate through this tight corridor and you're shining that light to the room up ahead, just want to see if you'd be able to see anything there. From your point of view at your light source, no, you can't see anything else. It just looks like the room opens up, so you can continue as you were. Remember, you can all take movements together if you want, but...
I would like to.
Oh. Who? Yeah, Bandek's ahead of me, I think.
Yeah, Bandek's. Yeah, I just sort of moved straight ahead. So Bandek's like one spot in front of me, unless he wants to hang back.
Okay, so as you step in that far, so that was all basically your move action. You'll have another action in a second. Just pause halfway through your turn, and I'll describe the room. So within this chamber, a series of alcoves to the north house lifelike bronze statues of men. They're proud and athletic figures carved with heroic facial features. They're draped in fine robes and adorned with diadems. I think that's how you pronounce that word, diadems. Studded with pearls, and each of them grip a weapon. And you also notice to the far west, the passage continues.
This is where I'm going to bring up the whole thing to Bandit about, do you think maybe if we destroyed the bull statue or something else that we can get rid of this general's immortality?
Not sure.
You can roll it intellects for me if you want.
Both of us, or are we just going to combine?
Oh, you both. Because you're both thinking independently. Do your own tests each.
Yeah.
I'll bring up the fact that we did find like a bull statue with the fetishes and stuff hanging out. Oh my
Are
god!
you serious?
20?
I had the DC set to Extreme 18.
Oh, nat 20 for Bandit.
Because this is a long, long forgotten pagan ritual of a pagan god that 99.9% of the population would not know.
I never remember how to say my god's name. Can you tell me one more time?
Madeira.
Shut up.
The good one.
Oh yeah, we had a discussion on it last time. I think
Yes, we did.
Taragnus is how I've been saying it.
Taragnus.
Here,
So
I'll put it in chat. Do we all agree that that's Saint Taragnus, or how would you say it?
Taragnus, yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I'd say.
Yep.
Taragnus is fine.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
So I'm gonna grip my holy symbol and say a prayer to Saint Taragnus, and then have my eyes light up slightly, and then the information comes to me.
So you think back, it's like this obscure document that like I just wanted to put in perspective. It's like, it's like an ancient pagan god from hundreds of years ago, and it's not even a predominant figure. And you know a little bit about them, and you remember recalling that they would do rituals to embody and like empower soldiers and like their own cultists with like the spirit of the bull, the power of the bull, this kind of thing. And it just essentially what that was believed to be is not so much a god as just like a powerful almost like fey creature or unnatural kind of creature that was just created right in the wild. So it's not of god status, but it convinced big groups of cultists to believe in it. And in doing so, they had a number of weird rituals. So this particular ritual is a bit more extreme than anything you've read. You've read of them like, being empowered with bull strength, or maybe they could grow some horns on somebody and weird stuff like this. But to have immortality is very extreme. Now, you try to think if there's a way to stop it. It very well could be linked to that statue, big bull statue that you've seen in the center main chamber. However, it would require some form of heavy dispel magic, or some type of dispel magic ritual to get rid of it. I.e. probably a wizard. However, if there is always the possibility that I will say, as extreme as it may be, faith may be able to just do it as well. The simpler form is literally dispel magic, I'll tell you that, but none of you have that. So otherwise, you can always try with your faith.
So I'll relay that information to Kilrare. And say, this is no god. This is a false god. The pagans were misguided in much of their faiths. But, I fear that it is tied to the bull statue from whence we came in the beginning.
Elvis was kind of nodding along, impressed. But not so much that Bandit would know about pagan rituals. It was kind of given. But he doesn't vocalize that.
Okay, I'll give you all your second actions now, or second part of your turns. So,
But you mentioned the bronze statues. They have like pearl diadems.
Yeah. So basically, in each of the alcoves, big lifelike bronze statues. They're draped in fine robes. They got diadems studded with pearls, and they each grip a different type of weapon. One has a great axe, one has a spear, one has a great sword.
Do any of them have a shield?
No.
No. Just wondering, do we want to try and like loot the pearls just for some more treasure?
Sure.
No, I'll go take one of the diadems.
No risk, no reward, right? You're
Yeah.
You know what's normally you would be in most games you'd be like, I'm not gonna risk it, but in this one you're like, could be XP.
It could be XP. So do you know what? I'll go to the far one. So
Okay.
I'm guessing it's 3 here.
Yes, it is.
So I would.
Yeah.
What's the one here that I'm in front of? Like, what weapon does it have?
You can't see. But I will say,
even though I'm right.
I will. Okay, with a bit of light source. Okay, that one would be the great sword. You do. Okay. I will say, when you step up to it, you do notice that there is inscriptions written on the base of each of these, written in common, in ancient common. So it's kind of like slightly slang to it, you know, like old, like Old Testament style, you know.
Okay, well, let's read what they say, or at least what this one says.
This one says, Demathus, son of Aster. Demanthus. If you're wondering how it's spelled. Demanthus, son of Aster. And there's, it's standing there, and yeah.
Okay, I'll sort of say that, like, oh, it looks like these have inscriptions. What do the rest of them say? Sort of prompting other people to read the other two.
I like how Bandit positioned himself to shine the light.
I did, yes.
Yeah.
So I'll nod to Kilvar and to Luther.
Luther's staying right there.
I knew it. I knew it. I was like, he ain't going up there. You're determined to. I love that Luther's determined to survive. All right, Kilvar, you head up to yours. That one says, Sharpen, son of Demanthus. And it has a spear.
Well, then I'll go read the next one.
Yeah, so you just walk past. So that would be your action to walk past and read those. And that one has the great axe, and it says, Mineros, son of Sarpin.
So the one Nick is by was the father of the one to his right?
Yep.
Okay, so
And the
this
one,
guy.
yeah, it's like, now that you realize it looks like it's a hall of some important people statues. So it's like the eldest is here, and then that son is there, and then the next son is here. The son of this one here. You know what I mean? It's like 3 generations.
Okay.
And you could assume they are kings based on like the crowns on their heads with the pearls in it. So it looks like it's a hall of kings.
What's along the south wall?
Nothing.
Anything?
Nothing of note. I will say long decayed of what's left. Looks like there used to be tapestries and like pictures hung there, but after hundreds of years, they've just withered into nothing. Like this, you can clearly see that this would have been once a well-decorated chamber, right? Like a hall of kings. But as several hundred years have passed, you know, like 300 or 400 years, you can imagine the decay that would happen, right?
Yes, none of these are the names of things that we're looking for. So far, no clues.
I think it's fair to go to the top of the next round. Okay.
I think so.
Great.
Oh, well, I guess my turn was to investigate because I was going to like see if I could take off the crown.
Oh yeah, I didn't take my turn. That round would have been to look in the ceiling for ettercaps.
Okay, I'll go back. I'll say that did not take the round. So let's just, because reading the description, I wouldn't really make that take your turn. So let me just give all of you an action from here. I guess it'll be fine. Luther, what do you say you wanted to do?
Search the ceiling for ettercaps.
Okay, well, go for it. Give me a search.
Wisdom?
Yes. You don't trust the ettercaps in the ceiling, huh?
Ooh.
They were in the ceiling in our first place we went into, so I've been looking at every ceiling.
So basically taking a search action, you search for traps, secret doors, compartments, or other hidden things. Within a particular radius of you. Okay. I got to do this I should technically do this in initiative order, so because it'll matter. So Rothgar, your action would have come first. So what were you planning to do? I'll give you your description in a second, Luther. Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna see if I can take the crown off of this thing.
Because that wasn't your first action, was it, Luther? I think that you moved. Did you? Well, I guess
I had
technically, I
had to move to get up there. So yeah, like okay.
Okay, so I think everybody did their movement first, and now you're just taking your action, right? That's fair to say, I think. Yeah. Okay, I just wanted to get the order of operations correct. Okay, so we'll get back to your role in just a second, Luther. But Rothgar, so this is where initiative in crawling makes a difference. So Rothgar, what is your plan? You said you were going to do what?
I'm going to try and take the crown.
Okay, you reach up to take the crown. Okay, and as you grab the crown and try to remove it from the statue's head, okay. Something happens that is great.
Great for me?
Possibly. Oh, you... Okay, as you go and as soon as you put your hands on that crown, yours had a greatsword. The greatsword in the hand swings down and tries to chop you in half. But you are able to just sidestep as the sword just goes, and then it raises back up again.
So it's like more like a mechanism trapped than like this thing came to life.
Exactly, it's a mechanism trap.
Okay.
However, I will let you roll a dexterity test to see if you were able to remove the crown during that process.
That's fair. Let's see, just dexterity. 11.
The DC is 12.
Oh,
remember this game?
-1.
This game goes 9, 12, 15, 18. So
Yeah.
I considered it a normal task. So yeah, so you almost had it, and then it like spins back down and falls back on the head just as you dived out. But you had to kind of get out of the way, avoid getting hit by that great sword.
Now, devil's advocate, you are free to shut this down immediately.
Okay.
But it did roll a nat 1 to attack me. Would that have made that normal check an easy?
I forgot I rolled a nat 1.
But I'm doing, that's only, you are free to shut that down.
I actually agree with that.
You know what I'll actually say? No, I'm going to say no, you did not get it, but something different. Now that I know I rolled a nat 1, the mechanism did not reset. So, it's natural one. It came down, it swung too hard, and went and kind of cracked the blade off into the floor of the chamber. So its blade snapped off, and then the mechanized arm comes back up. But now you can see it's got like a 6-inch sword instead of a big great sword. It's only like a 6-inch little thing.
Oh, okay.
So it's essentially disarmed.
Okay, so now I can just like pluck it and the crown without worrying and like
on the next turn. On your next turn, you can
okay, yeah, that's fine.
Next in line is Bandek.
I guess I will. Well, I use my action to move this far, so I'm actually going to stay right where I'm to, because I want to keep the light dispersed.
Okay, Kilvar. This is why I said order of operations matter. So you would look over there and you'd see that blade just came down. So now you would know that something similar may happen. I don't know if you're muted, Johnny.
Oh.
Or if you just weren't talking.
No. So the blade by me is coming down?
Yours has a great axe. No, I was just letting you know, but you've seen that just happen to Rothgar over there. So.
Yeah, when I tried to take. So if you're trying to take the crown, then you have an idea what's going to happen.
How tall is the statue?
They're made a little larger than life, like most statues.
Yeah, I'm not reaching for that. I'm little.
So they would be like the person was probably close to 6 feet tall, but they make a statue 7 to make the king look better,
Yeah, no, I'm like whatever the height of dwarf is.
Yeah, you can climb up it. Step up on the big pedestal, start climbing up it. It's up to you.
Yeah, Rothgar's young and spry. He can take care of this.
All right, so what's your plan? You're just going to take a dash action? Move away?
Take a step back. Look around the room.
Okay. And this is where Luther, with your roll that you would have made, you scan the area. You do not see any ettercaps, no hidden other creatures. You do not see any other secret doors or compartments within basically a 15-foot radius, like to your left and 15 to your right, blah, blah, blah. But I will point out that you do notice a similar mechanism now on this, that you assume that this one is primed to swing as well. That one is rigged up similar to the one that Hrothgar had. You can see the mechanism with your perception.
Good to know.
Okay, and I guess that means, because I already started the round 2, so now technically we're at the top of round 2. You both get actions again. So since we're in a room, what do you guys think? Do we just want to do it one for one so that we can get that order of operations? Because I think it's only when you're moving we want to do the group thing, is it, or what?
Sure.
Yeah.
That works for me.
All right, Hrothgar, so what do you want to do now?
Pluck that crayon.
All right, so take your action. You step back up on the platform and you reach up and you grab that crown, and when you do, the arm swings, but it misses clearly, and you take it. You now have it. It has it looks like the essentially the crown is kind of useless. It doesn't seem like that's going to be worth any value. It's just the pearl within.
Okay.
So I will add the pearl to your sheet if you don't have space.
I do not. So
you lay it on the ground.
So does anyone want an extra torch, or does someone want to hold on to this pearl?
Well, I might not let the pearl take up space. Let me quickly see. Technically, all the loot is supposed to take up space, but
I know sometimes you've done like a certain amount of pearls, but we only have like one, so
this is just a regular pearl. Yeah, like this one. It's equivalent to this. Yeah, technically they take up slots. It's kind of the crazy thing about it. Well, I'll say it's we'll say it's the crown with the pearl in it, because you're supposed to be burdened down by loot. So right now it's going to take a bit of work, like to pluck that thing out. So who wants to carry it? It will take up one gear slot. Or no, it says max per slot too. I don't know. Either way.
Well, it means that if we had 2 pearls, it's only going to count as 1 slot.
Yeah. Or there you go. You might end up getting another one here.
Yeah, so I can take it. I have a spot.
You okay with that? You're going to slide that across the Kilvar?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, let's assume you got it. I just dragged it to your sheet. It'll show up as Pearl down there, Johnny. Pearl O'Palson or whatever the hell that is. Okay. And now, do you want to move somewhere?
Is the plan for me to pluck any more pearls, or are we done in this room? It's just going to depend on where I go to.
I think we should go for the pearls.
Go for the pearls?
No guts, no glory.
Okay. I can get at least one more pearl just to fill up the inventory slot. So all right. I'll move over here, but I know I'm going to wait to actually take it out on my next turn.
Exactly. Bandek, what do you want to do?
I had an idea. Since I'm not moving, I want to stay where I'm too because of the light. But this could go horribly. Oh, speaking of, I would like to spend my action to cast the light spell.
Change plans.
Take care of that.
That was perfect.
That was yeah.
Oh. I would like to spend my luck point.
Okay, cross it off. As you double down on your prayer as the light is flickering in your fingers.
There we go.
Great success.
On my screen, that was a teetering 3.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you cast the light, and I assume you're going to stay where you are. Kilvar, anything you want to do?
Does he do anything else? Because he has no action, right?
What?
No, that was my action.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it's not 2 actions, it's a movement and an action.
Yeah. So Kilvar is going to take a step in, pitch off the base of the statue and jump up and try to grab the crown.
Okay.
It's gonna roll like a nat 20 on you.
Whoops. Hang on.
It is.
The wrong one. Here we go. Oh, that 20 spun on my screen. Did you see that?
Oh god. No, it was 18.
Rolled 18 on the die.
No, but on my screen it was like a 20 for a second. It spun. And then
was it?
And then
I
it
didn't
fell
see
over.
that.
And then it fell over.
That would have been,
Manifested it.
Okay.
that would have been funny. I admit it.
So that was a great axe that yours had, and a great
Yeah.
axe.
If I was level 1, I'd be scared. But level 2 is such a difference. Crazy.
This much damage.
That's not bad. Ouch.
I'll take it for you. 1,
I got
2, 3, 4. Oh, I already
Okay,
did
we'll
it.
turn it down.
Sorry,
Okay.
I got the
That's
little
a-
thing on my screen. Okay, so but with that, give me a dexterity check. See if you're able to do it as you get whacked by a great axe. The DC is
Nope.
only 12.
Yeah.
A normal check, but you're unable to do it because just as you reach up and climb up this statue and you put your hand on it, and the great axe comes down and it hits you so hard that it drives you back down to the ground, and some blood sprays out from your armor, and you're injured. But
I know Luther's scowling at the rest of the party right now. I think we're a bunch of fucking idiots.
Well, if Luther thinks that, he can come up and help.
Luther's turn.
They're just gonna wait for it to kill you and take your stuff. In
Luther's
the
okay,
meantime,
You can't carry
I
all
am-
my stuff.
no, not quite. All right, I'm going to try and make a curative out of my herbalism kit.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
You're 0 for 20. Let's do this.
Yeah, this has never worked for
I've
any
not
of our
made one of
rangers.
these, but it's a new day since I last did them in the other dungeon.
I
let's give it a
believe
go.
in Luther. I believe
Look,
it.
well, when
So
you,
the curative is a 15.
you're going,
I
you're going for the
need-
curative. Okay.
Oh,
The big one.
Yeah. Gonna make a potion of healing, preferably while you guys are trying to kill yourselves.
yeah. Go big. Come on.
I'm gonna just roll a d20, right, for this?
It's make an
and hit it.
intellect check.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah, it says make an int check.
Oh, yes, yeah, in check, okay.
Yeah, so it's intellect.
Alright.
Good luck, sir.
And looking for a 20. You're looking for a
15.
something, I can't
15.
Well, what's your int modifier that you're adding?
Oh.
Not much.
Oh, that was so close
All
to
right.
a 20.
Yeah. No, these things don't work, but that was my action.
Do you want to use
failing.
your? Do you have luck? Do you want to? No, you don't have luck. No.
I don't have luck, but I wouldn't use it on this anyway.
I don't even think that's the actual working power anymore.
I don't think it is.
That has
working
never
power.
worked
Ever.
ever.
And the funny thing
And,
is,
the die looked like it was about to be a 20 for me, and then it just rolled over to like a 2.
and the funny thing is, the DCs are either 11, 12, 13, 14, or 15. It's plus intellect, and every time he's still like, nope, nope, nope.
I have a +1 on intellect, so it's not like I'm rolling negatives. I'm just not rolling for these particular things.
On one of these days, it'll be a clutch thing, right? One of these days, I believe.
So is it back to me, or do you have to take a dungeon check?
So yeah,
or something?
remember this is a high level dungeon, so it's every 2 rounds. So since we just finished 2, I do need to roll for a random encounter. On a 1, there's a random encounter. Quickly trying to remember. And it's on a d6, right?
I'm pretty sure it's a D6.
That's what I've been rolling the whole time, yeah. It's a d6. Yep, no, you're lucky. No random encounter.
Okay, I'm gonna brace myself, and I'm going to. Just give me one moment. I'm just gonna make sure I don't have anything for this, and I'll forget. Let's see.
This one has a spear.
Okay, sorry, just okay. Yeah, I'm going to attempt to grab this pearl, or grab like the item there with the pearl in it.
Okay.
That does not hit me.
With a 9,
I
I'll
have-
say that you avoided it instead of it hitting your armor. So it's, since it's so low, you kind of like get out of the way of
I was
the
more
blow.
prepared this time. I didn't know what was going to happen the first time, so this time I had my eyes on the spear.
Okay,
Um,
but it still requires a dexterity check as the statue moves. Yeah.
Oh, I know. So I'm going to make my dex check there. That's just a straight check. I got a -1 to this, but let's see. Fine, give me a nice high die roll.
No. So, like in its movement, you're not sure how the statue would move, right? So it kind of like the hips shift, it bends over, it lunges forward with the spear at the same time as you're trying to take this crown off of it, and you're able to avoid.
Just want to get one more pearl, so if Kilvar gets it, I think we're done here, so we can move on.
Bandek, with the light shining from your shield, anything else you want to try?
Yeah, I'm gonna take my action to move over to here.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see the. I just want to get a bit closer, so I can see the crown, right?
Yeah.
Where the pearls are.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try something a little different.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to use my grappling hook to get it off the head.
Oh.
Okay, so that'll be.
If you miss and the axe hits me, it's going to be hilarious.
I would consider that probably. I'm wondering if it's normal or hard DC. It's definitely going to be Dex, but I'm just.
I would probably say hard, but there's no risk of taking damage.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking of DC 15. DC 15.
There's no risk for him.
Yeah.
Nope.
Because a grappling hook, and you throw it up like 7 feet up in the air and trying to land it on this smooth surface just to hook the crown and pull it back. But when you do so, it doesn't flinch again. It looks like it doesn't react to that. Like it doesn't swing its spear. Kilvar, you're up.
Touch activated.
I'm gonna look over to. I'm actually gonna look over to Luther and say, "Do you mind giving this a go? You are quite better with your hand-eye than me."
Kilvar is up.
Kilvar's not gonna try it barehanded himself first.
No, because if I tried now, I could die.
You got a healer right next to you.
Yeah. With lackluster healing,
I am the one who keeps you alive, sir.
I know, and I appreciate that. Kilvar just has some trust issues.
All right, roll your 2d6 and add your heal to yourself.
It's basically like relying on a bull god to heal me,
Luther, you're up.
The mechanism I recognized earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Do I know how to disable that? Is it obvious? Can I jam something in it?
Disarm trap is a dexterity check. So yeah, if you go up adjacent to it and make a dex check, you can attempt to disarm it. The difficulty on this, I'm gonna say it's just normal. So just a DC 12 dex check if you want to go up there and try to tamper with it.
We'll attempt. Can I investigate it first to see if I miss? Like, if I tamper with it and it fails, is this thing going to strike me?
So, do you want to take an investigate action here to closely examine it with an intellect test? Yeah, first. Okay, go for it. Roll intellect.
You don't have a lot of HP, do you? You have
Nope.
You have 5 HP or something?
Okay.
6.
With that DC, you look at it, and surprisingly, no. With that close investigation, it looks like only a touch to the crown or the pearls will set it off to swing.
I think I can disarm it. I just need a minute.
Yeah, you feel like your disarm attempts should probably be fine. It probably shouldn't swing at you.
So I'll say that, but that would be my action, the investigation and the telling him that.
Okay, well, I'll leave that to him. So do we just want to leave it with the second pearl and get ready to leave this room once we have it?
I will point out these are traps from hundreds of years ago. There's been many advancements in trap technology. These are very simple designs.
Yeah. Or do you want to go for 3 pearls and me just sort of try and grab this one again?
All right.
Well,
Well,
the downside of 3 pearls is the third one will take up another space.
Yeah, maybe we'll just leave with the 2. I think I'll leave that. Can I go over and?
Can I tell him how I think he should disarm it, and he
That's
can
what I
make
was
the
saying.
next
Can
check?
I go over and have him direct me so I can use my action to disarm it, so someone else can use their turn to grab it, just so we're not waiting. You know.
yeah, for sure. If this round, so like, yeah, Luther, you still had lots of movement last turn, so you could just shimmy to the side here. You can try
Say,
to
look, there's the mechanism. That's what springs the trap. If you can block that from moving or jam that, you should be fine.
Okay. So I know there's no risk to this, but it's still just a normal dex check for me to disarm it, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because it's a matter of rounds and random encounters is the only reason why I wouldn't say you you don't auto succeed, right?
Roll high, roll high.
See, so you start tampering with it, and you try to like put something in to jam this movement. You're like, this should be able to jam the movement here from thrusting with the hips to be able to swing this blade. And when you do, it just doesn't look like it's gonna hold. doesn't quite work.
Hands aren't built for such nimble things.
Take your finger out of the mechanism and jam something else into it.
The finger is more effective.
Bandek with the grappling hook again, or no?
Yep. I'm gonna try it one more time.
Go for it. DC 15. You had to have a -1, didn't you? See, this one, you throw it up and it hooks onto. I assume it's the same one in the middle, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and this time it hooks into the crown, and you're pulling and pulling, and when you do, the thing swings whoosh, at air, like just swings in front of it, and in doing that, so it dislodges your grappling hook as the thing retracts its weapon and goes back to where it was. Kilvar.
Oh, Kilvar's HP never changed from healing.
Yeah. You're good.
I'm done too.
Doesn't
We
matter.
both changed it. No. Okay, so Kilvar is gonna kind of step up and over. Did we get the second pearl?
No.
No.
Okay. I was wondering if I should add it as well. Okay, that's it for me.
Luther? Oh, go ahead.
Oh.
Did you
I'm-
go step up?
I'll just step up here, and I'm actually gonna heal Rothgar.
Really? Okay, go for it.
Yeah, he's missing some health.
Just a little bit, but I mean...
Okay. More than enough.
Yep.
As you feel that warm light on your back. Luther, you're up again.
Alright, I'm gonna see what I can find here and try and jam it in.
Oh, with a nat 20, you realize jamming wasn't the way to go. It was simply a small little chain in the back that could be dislodged and unhooked with delicate fingers. Yeah, and you do so. You disconnect the chain, a little hidden chain in the back, and it seems that with doing so, you have disabled the trap.
And I'll still look at Rothgar and say, it's all yours.
All right. Top of round 5. So Rothgar, you take an action to grab it. Climb up, grab it. So you success.
I said it's all yours, and I walked away from the swing.
Yeah, well, we were only looking to get 2 because that is going to be an issue. So yeah, so I'll take it. I'll sort of like toss it to Kilvar behind me. So he's got 2 pearls in his inventory.
Yep, I just added it
And
for
then-
you, Johnny.
And then I'm going to use my action to move over here.
All right, Bandek, you got a move and an action.
So we have all of the things, correct?
No, you got 2
We
of
have
them.
2 of the 3, but we are not taking the 3rd because it's going to use up an extra inventory slot that we can't fill.
Unless you have something that you feel is worth less than a.
I could
Pearl.
hold on to an extra pearl, but that might leave us less room for things in the future.
We know we're getting other things though, so I think for now, like
You know what? Can I just, because I crit success on disabling that trap, how hard would it be for me to disable the second trap?
I'll lower the DC to a 9.
If you guys want, I'll just grab the pearl real quick.
Yeah,
if you want to do another
absolutely.
round of whatever's.
Okay.
Well, the rest of you guys can get in position. So, Bandek, if you want to, like, you got the light
Yeah, because
source.
anyone can grab it since there's no risk of a weapon.
If you want to start to lead on.
Wait, I'll say nope. Wait, chain's still on.
Okay, you're struggling with that. This one is built a little slightly different, and you're trying to find the chain inside, and it's it seems like you disabled one, and then you get a feeling, wait, there might be a second chain for the momentum and the way this swings. But Bandek, what do you want to do for your turn? While Luther's up there trying to disable the trap and failing, apparently.
I'm gonna try and fuck it. It's a DC 12 to try to grab it, right?
But then it gets to swing at you, or it's 15 with a grappling hook,
or it's 12 to disarm it, and then someone else can grab it without any check.
Well, I have a -1, so
do I.
I'm gonna go and throw my grappling hook again. It's the safe option.
Going for the 15 check. Okay.
Nope.
This one just hits the wall and comes right back to you. Yeah. And then you can move, though, if you want. And Kilvar? What you doing, Kilvar?
I'm going to...
This is a run with minimal challenge, but just it delays you so random encounters can happen, right?
I know. And, like, most of us have, like, negatives in our dex checks, which is required for this.
Yeah, they have a good thing going. I don't let them have this.
You're not going to try and speed things up and make a check? You could roll high.
I could.
And Luther, I think you already rolled this turn, didn't you?
No, not this turn.
Oh,
unless we're back around again.
All right, no, so for you, go ahead. DC 9. There you go. There it is.
All right.
Snap.
I'll tell whoever's been
come
grabbing him. I got this one too. Grab the pearl and toss it to me.
Okay. So I'll go up because it's my turn next. Oh, wait. Do we need to roll... It's time for a random encounter before
It is.
I move?
Yep. So
Okay, I'll go back just in case anything happens there.
Nope.
Okay, so I'll just...
I'm gonna put a pearl in my inventory unless something happens.
Yep, I just grab that, and then I literally go right back, and that's my turn.
I'll drag it over there. There we go. I just dragged it to your sheet. There, Luther.
Hey, my turn's over. And I mean, we can just go through our like dungeon crawl mode now if we want, where we're done in this room.
I think Bandek was leading the way, right?
Yep.
So I feel like he'd want to go up at least up to there to have a look around this corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So probably get everybody to fall in line here before rounding the corner because everybody will be out of actions. So I think
this is interesting. I've been mapping it out, like physically drawing the map of our entire place.
Oh, really? I have not been, I should have been doing that.
Oh, okay. So we got to...
Honestly, it makes more sense for your character to be doing that, though.
Exactly. I'm not taking notes like you are. I'm
but
I am drawing a map.
All right, I'll let it be. We got to say that your character is doing that. I'll let it be a free action, as like you're just as you're walking, you're just scribbling real quick.
Well, I'm not doing it in character so much as I'm giving myself a reason to have advantage on tracking because I have Wayfinder.
Okay. Okay, if that's what you're doing, fine. Yeah, I was just wondering, like, how are we going to say that you would know exact path how to get back out of this labyrinth? Yeah.
So,
but I get
because
it.
I have advantage on tracking, I'm just scribbling the map in my notebook.
Sure, it's all great. So Bandek, it would be up. So I think he would go around the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll go 6. So you can all fall in line. So as you come around that corner, and it descends down, further down into the ground.
The ground.
Yep, and it opens up into a cavern.
Doesn't seem like a throne room.
And I am going to do something, though. I'm going to let it just be Luther and give me a wisdom check. I'll let you know it's a high DC.
Sure. Normal check.
Yep, just wisdom. Okay.
It's not high.
You must be wondering, that's twice now I got you to roll. And you're like, nope.
Nope. I get what's happening, but in game, I never try to. If I didn't see it, I didn't see it.
Exactly.
That's just how it happens.
Yeah.
I might. Something's definitely following us, but I don't see it. So I'm not doing anything stupid like looking for it, or I'm going to keep looking backwards, Eddie. Constantly. No, I'm not.
No, exactly. That's what I expect from you, is not to be like...
I know. That's one thing I never need to worry about you as a player. You always, do follow what the dice do.
Because, I could technically be here, and, if I had players I didn't trust, I would just roll the d20 on my desk, and then for you, on your behalf, so you'd never know. But, nah, it's fine.
It's just more fun when you have the chance. I love the chance of death, especially this game. This game, there's death all around me. This character is getting out, and Luther's whole motivation is to survive. That's his entire deal.
I'm curious who's going to be the first one to die in our party in general.
I love this party. This party's great.
This party's got a really good makeup. Yeah.
But I'm worried. This game has death all over. I have 6 HP. I'm going to sneak away if we get overwhelmed. I'm out.
I have 17 HP.
Oh, I forgot to say, you guys collected all 3 pearls, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, you get 1 XP each. I will add it to Bandex because he's not here.
I think it's under background.
So here's
so 1 XP, you said?
Yes.
Per pearl? Or
No,
just each?
total.
Okay.
You only got 1.
Total.
So he has...
We have 11, Nick has 12.
Yeah, Bandex has
I have 1 extra
11.
XP from that downtime that we had first. So I've got 12 out of 20, and everyone else should be 11.
Yeah, the reason is if you would have collected only 1 or 2 pearls, you would not get XP. But because all 3, you gained 1 XP.
Oh, God, we went for the 3rd.
So, from your point of view here, all you see a chilly, damp cave with a soaring 30-foot ceiling. Stalactites drip water constantly, creating eerie echoes. And other than that, that's it. Just drip, 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 drip all around you. And that would be your first movement. So now you can choose to dash or take actions, because you got to use your movement to get that far.
Can I make a perception check to see what I can see around in this cave?
For wisdom, see if you can pick up on anything within a little radius around you. Yep.
12.
With 12, you hear the faint sounds to the north of very faint water, almost like the sounds of very slow-moving water, to the point where it's hard to hear. Almost like a pond with a little ripple to it, is what you would imagine. Not like a river or anything like that. Mm-hmm. But some sort of water source slushing around to the north. But other than that, you do not see any traps or nothing within a 30-foot radius around you.
I'll
What else your actions?
relay that.
Yeah, but you relay it.
I'll relay that.
Rothgar? Technically, you were supposed to go before Bandek, but that's fine.
No worries. So the area's already searched, so I'm just going to listen, so to see if I hear anything further off beyond that. So I think that's a wisdom check as well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
You hear nothing out of the ordinary, other than the sounds of dripping water on the ground as it echoes you can imagine off the inside of a cavern. But that's it. The blatantly obvious is all you can pick up on. Kilvar, you have an action.
Kilvar is going to just look around, and he's going to kind of, I guess if no one's moving, he's going to try to step in up to here.
Okay. And you move further in the room. Yep. Luther?
Yeah.
I'll just take a dash action just to kind of get in with these guys.
Okay, top of round 8. I will roll for a random encounter. Ooh, close, but no. So, if you plan to do movements, you can all choose to do your movements.
Yeah, I think we'll just continue to move as a group.
I will, before anyone moves at this point now, I will let everyone roll wisdom for me. It's essentially a perception visual / hearing test. The DC is pretty high, though. I will say now the DC is 15.
Net 20.
Say the DC
Oh, so we'll
is
roll the 19.
15, actually, is what I'll make this. So
Everyone except Bandek passed.
okay,
I didn't pass.
Take it.
I guess I did. Never mind.
couple things happen.
And
So now
Gilmore
you-
got a 22.
You step in the room, you start to hear the sounds of almost like it's like a weird eerie kind of flowing sound above you in the darkness, because as your light from your shield and your torch can barely in some areas it can reveal the top of this cave, and in others all you see is the tips of stalagmites coming down. Somewhere in the darkness above you're hearing this eerie sound of, you're not sure if it's a wind or a voice, and then there's multiple of those above you coming in different directions.
Can like.
In addition to that,
Oh, okay.
in addition, okay, I'm rolling a dice for something. Okay, no. Others, so again, you just the eerie sounds above you and the dripping sounds of water as things echo off this cave. But otherwise, yeah, top of the round, all to you.
But otherwise, yeah.
Can I sort of like, because Bandit didn't notice himself, but the three of us sort of heard that in the ceiling. I'm gonna see if like Bandit could sort of shine a shield up at the ceiling specifically, just so we can get a better look.
Well, that's the thing. He's got a 30-foot radius from like basically his torso height, anyways. So
Okay.
you would only get like an extra foot or two of distance. So
Okay, so we're not. So
yeah.
even if he sort of lifted the shield up, we're not going to see it.
not really,
Okay.
because it's like essentially, I'd say about 50% of the ceiling you can see, like, and it's just a caved roof. But then other areas it goes deeper, might go 40, 50 feet. So
Okay.
him putting it above his head is not making a difference.
Well, I'll just start moving deeper into it and just see if anything happens. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
As you step into the edge of the darkness, and I'm gonna say, Hrothgar, as you step up boldly, or stepping up there.
Yeah.
Once you get to basically where you are, it sounds like initially you were just hearing the sounds above you, but now you hear them kind of here.
Right-
Just like at the edge
Right
of,
next to me.
just at the edge of darkness, you're hearing, who's there? It's like almost like a voice on the wind carrying, and it's hard to make out what they're saying.
Hey, can I get the light up here? Hearing some voices.
Oh, follow 1, 2, 3, 4.
So as you go there, you can now see to the northeast there is, yeah, it is a pool. Looks like a pool area, a big pool of water. You do notice that from there, I'll say you can notice, it's a little hard from that distance, I'll say, with its limited darkness, but the color of that water looks off. You'll have to get a bit closer. It is definitely doesn't look like the color it should be for typical cave water. That's all I'll say for now. You would need to closer investigate. But otherwise...
I can't move, so that's going to have to be up to someone else.
Bandek, you step up there, and yeah, well, I guess all you guys had was... Is this the top of the round? Or was this the
I
bottom?
haven't been
No, I was just wondering, when I went to Rothgar,
Yeah.
was that you? Were you dashing?
So I only did my movement. I didn't do any action, but
okay.
But that's fine.
Yeah.
I wanted Bandek to come up with the light, so
right.
that's
So
fine.
everyone take your movement first, and then we'll go around and do our actions. So just move into what position you want to move in, and then we'll start technically from the top here of round 8 now with Rothgar, so you all get your action. So I will say that as Bandek stepped forward, as he was walking towards you and you summoned him forth, those voices, like, you just heard them withdraw, and then they were no longer adjacent to you, and you did not see anything.
Okay, so case in point, everyone stay close to the light. Something is in the darkness waiting for us to enter it. Anyway, let's check out this pool.
Anyways, I start blasting.
Investigate.
Okay. All right, now as you step up to this pool, you look at it. Do you want to investigate the pool, like literally? Or
well, I mean, like
I can give you a quick visual of what you notice now.
If I need to...
This looks like it appears like it is normal cave water. It's just clouded with a dark crimson type liquid, possibly blood, possibly not, but it's very heavily clouded with essentially red. Some other type of red mixed with it as it lightly flows around. And because of that, you cannot tell how deep it is or if anything resides within.
So, is this water a pass on us? Will we just start backtracking? Because, I mean, I'm not getting any good vibes from this.
Can I pick up a stone and throw it into the water?
Oh, we certainly can. All right.
We're still in order, right? Of actions.
Yeah, we should go through. So,
just to sort of add to that, then I'm not going to throw a rock in, but if we're sort of going through, so I'm using my action.
Yeah.
I am mechanically going to investigate. What I would like to do is sort of like take the edge of the axe to sort of run along the surface to see if I can disperse any of the cloud, to see if I can get a better look. That's how I'm investigating.
Okay. Give me an investigation check based on your DC intellect test. Based on what DC you reach, that's how much info I'll give you.
I probably won't get anything. I got nothing.
So you're swirling it around, and all I'll say with that is it looks like swirling could possibly reveal what lies beneath, but whatever you're attempting to do it and the way you're trying to swirl it is not working, but you do feel like it may be possible to essentially do it again or use something bigger to disperse the red haze in the water, and then you might be
something
able to see.
To disturb the water to greater effect. Okay.
Yeah, essentially. But your attempt at it did not work well.
Okay. So that's my turn.
Bandek, are you chucking a stone in, you said?
I am. I'm using the fuck around and find out method.
Okay.
That's great when I'm the one closest to the pool. But no, this is what I'm used for.
Okay. You throw in a stone. Bloop. It goes in. And you wait a second or two as it probably would have sunk to the bottom. Nothing happens. Kill fire. Unless you're, I guess because you had to move there, right?
Yeah.
Kilvar is just going to take a kind of step up near the edge, and he's looking to see if, like, this radius here is just, like, does the water, like, end here? Like, the cave walls, right?
Correct. That is the cave walls. It's just walls all around from where you can see, and it looks like this thing can go deep.
Taking a gold coin and throwing it in.
Okay, mark off 1 gold coin.
Yep.
Plop. It goes in and sinks.
Looks for fish people.
You're their leader, remember?
Yeah,
you were handing gold out to them like crazy. No, you drop in the gold coin. It sinks to the bottom, just like the rock. Nothing happens. Luther?
Luther is going to attempt to reach for yet another herb.
Nice.
And I'm going to try a stimulant so that I cannot be surprised for 10 rounds.
Ooh. Good luck.
We shall see.
I think I need to stop saying good luck to you, because I say good luck every
really.
time and you fail.
This is a DC 12 int check. Let's see.
Oh my.
Yes,
God.
I got it.
You know, I don't... Congratulations, by the way. On
First
your success.
time.
Shit, I haven't made these as items, so if you want to just create an item on your sheet and mark it for now.
He said, honestly, I never thought you'd succeed.
Exactly.
I didn't either, actually, to be fair. 10 rounds. I don't... Well, I've taken the herb, so I don't need to add anything in the inventory, but I will mark the rounds. So we will call this round 1.
All right, and you're taking it immediately. Okay, so we're going to say that inside this cave just happened to be some kind of weird lichen that you know if you concoct it with things that you have on your person, you can make the right remedy, and you do so. And you can't be... So it just says you can't be surprised?
That can't be surprised for 10 rounds.
So for 10 rounds, basically, you won't be caught flat-footed or ambushed or whatever. Okay. Very good. You're on high alert. You're seeing like the
My pupils just went poof, like I just did a big line, right?
You got like the Witcher.
All right.
Your vision goes all weird like the Witcher or something. All right. Top of round 9. But before that, I need to roll a die. Okay. No, technically, no, I don't need to roll a die. You just continue to hear the whispers from above. And the dripping of water around, bouncing on the floor. At this point, you guys find you're getting a bit wet. As it trickles down your armor, your hair is starting to drip down a bit, you know, from the heavy dripping. But other than that, top of the round, Rothgar.
Okay, are we still checking out this water, or are we moving on? So I'm getting a feel for the party before I decide what to do.
Does it look like there is anywhere to go on the other side of the water?
No,
I don't think there's anything. Yeah, we're seeing like just wall, I think.
It's just cave, yep. Just cave, dead end, solid cave wall. And that is it.
Did we have another way other than this way we came, since I missed past that room?
There was hundreds of ways. Oh,
No.
like recently? No.
Yeah,
We were told to go
backtrack.
west. So we backtracked. We went through the Hall of Heroes, got the pearls, and there's been only one path. But we kept going west, and now we're in a cavern with a pond. So even though these beef people told us west, there's got to be a west we're missing.
But
Okay.
yeah, to be fair, when you came out that secret door, you had to either go north and then west, or south and then west.
Yeah.
We did north and west, didn't we?
Correct. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So how about we like backtrack and go south and west? So I'm going. So if everyone agrees with that, we can just go movement mode, and we can just move as a party just to speed things along. If we know we're going to start backtracking.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
That seems
Okay.
funny.
You have all
Yeah,
lost
so-
interest in the blood pond. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, yeah, what I'm going to say is... Actually, as you're all moving, so you can all take a movement, I want Luther to roll wisdom. At this time, they don't do advantage in this game, do we? Yeah, there is. There's advantage.
Yeah, there's advantage.
So you can have advantage because I'll give it because of that herb you've taken. Okay.
16.
Give me a sec. Let me see. Okay. Yeah. Can I do this? I'm gonna have to do this a certain way. To determine something. Oh no. Okay, no. Okay. So you can continue your movement as you were. But I'm gonna say only Luther. You hear the just barely, literally by a result of 1. on a die. But just barely and very faint off, you hear the slight shuffle of almost like stealthy boots on stone.
From which direction?
From the way you came. So
Something's out there.
This way
Rothgar.
and then back up.
Rothgar. Something's the way we came, the way we're going. Something's moving. Something trying to be silent.
Should we give chase?
No, it was following us, and then when we came back down this way, it started to move away. It's tracking us, but it's not attacking us. Keep your eyes out, but don't make any sudden movements till we see it.
Okay, well, I need some light.
Okay.
No, I can let you go ahead of me.
Yeah. Let me. You just go right behind me, and yeah.
Okay. Since I don't think you guys are going to be ever coming back here.
Yeah, I mean, if it's easier for you, we know where we want to go. Did you want to sort of quickly move us all there, and you can sort of do a roll?
I will in a minute.
along
Yeah,
the
I
way?
will in a minute, but I just wanted to point something out here first. Yeah, since you're probably not coming back here, I'll let you all click with the realization now. Like, your only light source for this room, since you've been in here, except for when you very first stepped in, Luther, you had a torch, right? But that went.
Yeah, it died when we got here, but I haven't lit a new one.
Exactly, and Bandex's light source. You feel now that if you did have an active light source, the amount of raindrops on you would have extinguished any torch that you would have had. So it is great that you have the holy light spell going. Otherwise, other adventurers who relied on torches would have easily have gotten them drowned out by the dripping water. Which would have made that room way more lethal. But you guys are just team
quite
team
dark,
pro.
and they would have ended up in the pool.
But your team is the A team. So, all right. So your plan was you're going to proceed with caution. Is that what you said? After Luther's command, or are you just going to proceed as normal?
Proceed as normal, but keep your eye out and don't let it, whatever it is. My instructions would have been proceed like we don't know it's there, but keep your eye out because we know it's there.
Okay. So I'm going to let you guys move along. And at this point, I'm going to... Because I'm going to do the fast move for you all, like you said, so we can speed it up a little. But I also want to do something. So I'm going to roll this. Really?
Natty 1.
Okay. Luther, roll wisdom with advantage, please. Okay. So as you walk into here, brief pause for a second. I will have to make this the top of round 10, which is technically a roll for a random encounter, which I'll get to in a quick jiffy of a second, because I need to pull up an image.
Can you also give us number of rounds that quick movement took, please?
Right now,
Give or take.
Yeah, you only just went from round 9 to 10 is all. I just put it up, so it's only like, I guess, a round.
I'm just taking off rounds for my stimulant.
For sure, yeah. And I also, just to make this possibly more cinematic, I'm going to roll for your random encounter at the exact same time, because that could play a factor. Oh, I really thought a random encounter would have been cool here. Okay, but hey, let the dice tell the story sometimes. All right, so as you're all proceeding along here, backtracking, trying to make haste, once you get about this far, Luther, and only Luther, I guess technically I rolled a nat 1, so it would probably be all of you, because I rolled a nat 1, to be fair. Otherwise, as you're coming here, there's a slight clink, like a weird sound of some kind of metal moving up by this statue that you've already disarmed. And as you glance up, all of you would instinctively glance there, caught off guard by whatever just happened. You see... Did you get the image?
Not quite yet.
NPC neutral.
Yeah, NPC's neutral, and that's it.
Oh, shit. I
share the wrong thing.
Now you know he's neutral. But I did share it. I was supposed to click the image first and then hit show. But neutral could also mean they could go hostile, right? So,
is that me? What's happening?
That is not you, but he, I guess, it technically has similar traits to you. Let's bring you up now. Look.
Do a side by side.
Dad?
All right.
I thought you were gone to get milk and cigarettes.
Let me see.
This is like how Rothgar got younger. This is your future you.
Oh my god, future me would be amazing. But look at these characters right
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dad? Exactly. It's funny because all right, that's great.
I do survive.
Well, he has white hair. You have black, for what it's worth. your scars are different. And he's wearing brown and a dark blue armor. Wait, shirt, whatever. As you can see, you see this man. Who, at first, you do a double. I guess the rest of the part does a double take if it's a doppelganger or not. But you look up, and that human is stealthily hidden behind there. And when you all look, his head pops out as he realizes he's been found. But how do you immediately act? Or do you want to wait to see what he acts like? It's up to you.
I'm not firing, but Bodron aimed at the alcove.
I haul out my long sword and shield, which is already out, but still.
Okay, and the rest of you, I guess your weapons are already out since you're stalking
I'm
through
just
the dungeon.
brandishing the axe, but yeah.
Okay.
I am immediately going into a defensive stance.
All right.
I'm just going to say, because I was the first one to hear and see, step out from behind the statue.
Okay, and you notice with him now, he did not have a weapon out, but distinctly, as soon as he knocked that over and you all spinned and you got your weapons readied, he immediately whips out and is dual wielding 2 daggers. But you do notice one of the daggers definitely is not your ordinary looking dagger. But upon quick glance, that's all I'll tell you.
Don't try to steal it.
But other than that, he now steps forward 1 just to get out from hiding behind that statue and says, I guess I'm getting a little rusty in my old age. Don't mind me, everyone. No harm here. Continue on as you were. And he even though he's got daggers in his hands, you know how people put 2 hands up in front of them when they don't mean any harm. He does that, but he's still got daggers in each palm.
What are you doing here?
I'd like to ask you the same thing. I assume we're both doing the same thing. Seeking treasure, yes?
We're a member of the guild. Ashen Hounds. You?
Oh, the Ashen Hounds. Interesting. Yeah, it is interesting. So you here for a contract?
That would be the general gist.
Ah, okay. Well, you asked what am I doing here? Well, what I assumed you were, and that is seeking the ancient riches that lie within these halls.
On behalf of who?
Myself.
And who would that be?
Ah, yes, where are my manners? Gillespie Baldini is my name. You may have heard of me.
Is there any role? Have we heard of him?
Let me think.
What was the last name again?
Baldini.
Baldini?
I'll copy it in the chat if you want to see
Okay.
it.
I just want to make sure.
Does he by chance have any affiliations with a pizza parlor?
No, Giovanni. Giovanni. No. No pizza party. But yeah, he introduces himself. That now, do you recognize? I'm trying to think of your characters and whether you would.
I feel I wouldn't.
No.
I don't feel it makes sense for me, but I don't know about anyone else.
I feel like, but I don't think. Luther, would you say your character has traveled the land a lot? I feel like the two dwarves spent a lot of time in study and being religious zealots.
I've never heard of you, but have you heard of Malira?
I don't feel like they would. Luther,
I feel Luther of any
I'll
of
give
us.
you
I do a lot of associations with different parties.
I'll give you a
Some good, some bad. It really depends. I kind of go where the coin is.
I'll give you a 12 up. Just a natural d20. No stat with it. Just roll it. If you can roll a 12 up on a d20, I'll say you've heard
On a d20?
Yeah, I'll say you've heard of them. You have not.
So we all look at him with blankness when he says his name.
Fair enough. I guess you don't get out much, or at least spend much time raiding tombs. That being said, again, as I said, I mean you no harm. You can be on your way. Maybe you could tell me what you're looking for, and if I know where it is, you can pay me for some insight.
What are you looking for?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Anything worth a coin.
So why were you skulking behind us? Hoping to take whatever we found?
No, of course not. More or less, you were breaking the path, as it were, and I was just waiting to see what happened.
That's fair.
You can relate. Luther,
I can. That's exactly what I would do. So I don't fault him. I don't trust him, but I don't fault him.
I just realized he's even more like you.
Dad?
So yeah, what is it you're looking for? If you care not to share, that's totally fine.
I'm afraid that's guild business.
Ah, yes, guild business. You know your Ashen Hounds, they're a unique bunch. You never know what you're going to get. Sometimes you get the holier than thou. Sometimes you just get treasure hunters, and then other times you get diabolical freaks. Still trying to judge what you lot are. You seem level enough. You seem like you have your head on straight.
Just give it a minute.
Yeah, just wait till you get to know us.
I'm just waiting for fucking Silver to start talking.
Yeah.
Which I'm surprised he hasn't said anything yet.
I'm being quiet in this. Because
I don't lower my bow, but I on-draw it. I let the tension off.
Wizards and Thieves, I think, voice Kilvar's opinion of thieves.
Quick question. Does this guy have any obvious light source?
Does he?
Yeah.
He does not.
So he's been skulking around in the dark.
Yes.
Interesting.
At least you're assuming so. Yeah. You did not
Well, I
see
mean,
any light
he
source.
wasn't giving off any light source.
No, he was not. No.
And he was staying out of our light source. So that's what I was going to say, like, okay.
Mm-hmm. That is correct.
Then I'll ask him. Listen, you've been following us for quite some time. How is it that you can see in this place without the light?
I've spent enough times in tombs that I'm one with the SHADOWDARK. Not in the way of corruption or evil, but I've spent as much time in the dark as I do in the light.
Seems lonely.
Oh, it is, until I get back to the brothel with the coin I've earned from such a place as this.
Impressive you're able to make it this far all by yourself. I'm kind of looking around for his accomplices.
Oh, it's less impressive when you know that we're leading the way for him.
Roll perception,
We're
Bandek. Oh, continue, Johnny. I just want to let him. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, we're doing all the heavy work. He's trailing in behind us.
Well,
Like if we would have left those pearls up there, he probably would have taken them.
To be fair, yes.
Yeah,
I
see?
would have. I mean, why not watch you from a distance and see how you handle it? Why do you think I'm able to stay alive for so long?
Well, it's definitely not Madeira.
Have you been following us the whole time we've been here?
He just
Since
shakes.
before we entered?
He shakes his head at Madeira as in, like, just disbelief.
Exactly, I knew it. Dirty rogues.
And he responds to you, Luther. He says, I don't know how long you've been in here, but since you've crossed my path at the, I don't know what to call that room, I guess the offering room? You know, where you put the food into the bowl, whatever you want to call that room.
That's like pretty early on.
It was, yeah. Like, it's literally room 2 or 3, yeah.
Jesus, he's been following. So wait.
Yes.
That was before the Great Beast encounter, and that thing was following us down a tight tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, it's possible.
I was going to say, so that means that thing would have been behind the Great Beast without getting its notice and sort of stayed until it was... Okay.
There's also many other doors in that chamber,
Are you
and another door in another chamber.
Are you saying all this out loud, this conversation you're having? That you just had back and forth? Just curious.
I'm not. I'm just trying to sort of like, based off of him telling
So
us
you were
when
thinking
it
that,
found
okay. That's all I need to know.
This is Rothgar's thing. Yeah, this is Rothgar's
Because if you were
thinking.
like, sir, that's bullshit, how did you... It would be totally...
Yeah, this is
totally
all going to be
different.
like, okay.
Yeah, so you just raise a people's eyebrow, yeah. So otherwise, he just says, again, don't let me keep you from your task. Have at it. This labyrinth, and a labyrinth it is yours to explore. I won't hinder you in any way.
Turning insight. We can roll on this.
Yeah.
I
Insight.
don't trust this guy at all. Is that like an intelligence? I don't know.
I think so. So everybody, if you want that, it's up to you. Whoever wants to roll.
I'm absolutely. I don't trust this guy at all.
I'm not rolling because no matter what it is, I don't trust him. I'm being
Okay.
super stereotypical. He's a rogue. I'm stereotyping him. I'm discriminating.
The next question is whether you're trying to lie or persuade in this would be charisma based, I guess, technically, right? Yeah. Either way, I feel charisma is interacting with other people, so if he was trying to whether persuade or lie, he would have to roll charisma. So we'll make it a contested thing here. Well, your DC is 1.
Oh.
Your DC is 1.
Oh, so even my 4 beats him.
Yes. Okay.
He's an open book.
So with that, yeah, for whatever reason, it's like you all kind of see through him in that brief moment as you all glare at him. You do feel like he's telling the truth. He will not interfere with you in any way. But I'll say with the nat 1, he definitely seems shifty and
absolutely.
untrustworthy. But in that statement alone, you feel like, yeah, he's telling, maybe.
Yeah, he's not a fighter. He's a scavenger. That's all he is. He just waits for like other people to like go so far until they die, then he gets their spoils.
100%.
Like that's clearly what's happening here. So yeah, he's not going to interfere because he doesn't need to. He'll just let us go until we've bitten off more than we can chew, and he'll pick up the pieces.
Well, very well, fellas. I wish you the best of luck.
Have you explored anything other than where we've been so far in this cavern?
Oh, of course.
Have you been to the throne room?
Of course. Well, not quite. I know where it is, but I haven't entered as such.
Yeah, because we haven't led the way for you yet.
Oh, there's been other heroes and travelers before you that's been here. You're not the first ones to come down here.
So, wait.
Map?
So you just hanging around these ruins specifically? Like, how have you not explored it all at this point?
There are certain areas that are harder to access or blocked. Or...
And no one's been able to open them for you yet.
Or have been
exactly what I just said.
Or has been guarded by, the Guardians. And then with that, and he's like, speaking of which, how did you possibly get that? And he looks at your axe that you're holding.
Well,
I'm a very good shot.
Yeah, and then I picked it off a corpse, but I know you're very familiar with how that works.
Why the hostility, fellas? I've been nothing but nice.
You've been nothing.
I guess I'll continue to be nothing. And with that, you've offended him, and he's leaving.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That's for the best. He went in the right direction. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm leading into this low
I wasn't leaving him behind us,
all.
but I was happy with him going in the other direction. I'm going to say to everybody, I don't think he will bother us directly. He will try and most likely steal anything that we find if we don't grab it quickly enough. But I don't think he will interfere with us directly, so...
Can we get him into that other room because he doesn't use a light source?
I don't think he needs one.
No, but the light source is the only thing that was keeping everything away from us.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, he probably knows that by now if he's been here a long time.
It feels like he's looking for the same thing. If I had to guess, he's looking for what we are. We've cleared the way.
Yes.
And now he knows it. We need to get to the throne room before he does. Because he knows that we just cleared the obstacle. He's here looking for the same stuff.
Okay.
Oh, but
so
also, go ahead.
Yeah, and let's not mention, I think at this point he sort of brings everyone in close, how good his hearing is. Let's not mention, the Ettercaps as well.
I would imagine beasts, challenges, and traps, he's aware. What he couldn't do is get past them by himself. We've removed an obstacle.
Like I said, if he hasn't got past anything that other groups have failed to, that's why he hasn't been in the throne room yet.
We have one up. We've befriended the beasts. We have removed an obstacle. We need to get to the throne room because he knows right now that thing that guards it every night is moved.
Yeah, so we gotta go back there right away.
So we have to retrace our steps, head west again through one of the chambers in we'll call it the bone room where we killed the beast, and find the throne room before he gets in and cleans it out.
Okay.
And with that and sense of urgency, we will end tonight's session. All right, everybody, the next episode will be here on the screen if it's available at this time. Otherwise, if you enjoyed it, be sure to hit the like button, comment down below, let me know your thoughts on the adventure, share this with your friends if you want to help this channel grow, and as always, stay in the light.